In this video, what we will do, we will set up infrastructure to deploy Oracle Enterprise Performance Management Hyperion. In the previous video, what we did is we used the command line interface, CLI to command line basically to use all and the deploy, create all the OCI infrastructure with the use of commands of the Terraform and all that. If you have seen that video, in this video, what we will do, we will use the Oracle Resource Manager for deployment and creating infrastructure. Now all the resources are being used from the Oracle Architecture Center, and the reference link is there. So you can go ahead over there and you can check the detailed document and the process. Now Oracle Resource Manager is an Oracle Cloud Infrastructure service that allows you to automate the process of provisioning your Oracle OCI resources using Terraform. Resource Manager helps you to install, configure and manage resources through the infrastructure as a code. That's the way you will be doing it. Now definitely there are key concepts to Resource Manager, but I would suggest you to go and search on the documentation standard. You will find out Resource Manager. So what we will do in this one, we are following the standard setting up the infrastructure for deployment of Oracle Enterprise Performance Management. Now with this one, it will create all the infrastructure required, like Bastion server, web server, application server, on database server, and even database will create a database and all the route table, security list and everything. Now definitely you need to install the what we call as the actual Hyperion stack that we will do in the next hour video. So in this one, let's start. As a first step, let's go to the document of Oracle Hyperion deployment on OCI, and then we will just log in with our tenancy, whatever the account is, and then you will come back to the Oracle Resource Manager, this link, and then once you click it, it will open the Create Stack window basically. And the create stack, you will agree with the terms and conditions like an acceptance, and then it will auto populate all the stack information. If you see Oracle Enterprise Performance Management, and then it will come all the remaining details, and then you need to choose your tenancy. That's important. Which tenancy, which compartment basically. Tenancy you already log in, so we'll choose that compartment, and then we will select next. After choosing a compartment, as such, nothing to choose. And now here there are different options. Now general configuration, where it is showing you which compartment, which IP list, and then the short name API, and then availability domain. Now in the availability domain, you need to be careful to put it in the bracket and quotes. And then definitely you need to paste your SSH key, and which you already have created it. And then the below configuration, that if you want to create a financial management or happy planning, or what are the additional products like profitability, strategic finance, FDME. So I'm going with the planning and financial management, and I will just keep the standard one. Configurations or options, and I will choose only I don't need to choose in this one Oracle S-based database. And in the foundation, and then I will choose EPM database, so that we will have a one database, EPM database created. For that we need to enter the username, password, and I will just pass and copy from the previous password, and I will put it. And those are the rest of all the standard web configuration, Bastion host, load balancer configuration, all is just the default setting. And then move on to click on next, and here we'll just see it's a summary of creating a stack information, and that's it from here. And then here, if you see, by default it's create stack and then run apply. So you can have a two-step process even if you will unclick it, but let's run through it. That once it will create the plan, and then it will also start applying as a Terraform. Now here is this is a stack which is job running right now. And if you see, it's then accepted, and then after some time it will start showing you the logs, and then we can monitor the logs basically. Now, if you can see, these are the logs being generated. So what I was thinking that timing, either because we need to wait for some time because there's a huge infrastructure we are creating it, so it's going to take time. The basic infrastructure like for Bastion, web and applications, VMs will be created very quickly, and then we will go over and we'll check it, and we'll pause it, or we'll keep running it, and then let's go and check what are the resources which are already created, and it will take slightly time on the creation of database basically. Now, if you see from the compute, all these computes are created for infrastructure, right? For Bastion, web server, all the other planning and foundation and HFM application VMs stack. And similarly, if you can just to explore it, by the time our job is completed, the database is created, we can just go through this one. And these are all standard details, frankly. Now the beauty of infrastructure as code is that you're not spending too much time. It's all confidentially available. Similarly, if you go to VCN, you can see the VCN is created, all the security list, route tables, everything, all are already set up, and the details of all what are the ports need to be opened, all the information is available. So as a tech, you just need to following the guidelines and then running it. If you see from here, route table, CIDR blocks, internet gateway, security lists, all on the left side, you can see all are created. Number of if you can go one by one, route table for default route tables and additional route tables which are added. All information is there, that okay, which port service gateway is allowed, route for the service gateway. So all this, and if you're new to the OCI, then I think you can go to our another audio and video sessions where you can learn the basics of OCI, and you just need to visit otechtalks.tv, and then you will get over there. Similarly, you see internet gateway. and then we'll go to DHCP or security list, all these app security list, Bastion, web TB security list, load balancer security list. All these are the ports which traffic is allowed, ingress, egress rules, all are already defined. And this is and maybe, but no, you can change it. Definitely, that's up to you, the way you want it to change it or not change it. That's how you will be doing it. And let's go back and then check the DHCP options. If you see, there's a default DHCP, NAT gateway, then service gateway. If you can see service gateway, it's even also created. I think that's just to give you that what all the components are created. Now let's go back to check if what is the status on our provisioning that logs. And meanwhile, I think that was keep running. We can go and we can check to the database, which is, if you can see from here, the database is must be still under provisioning. You can see that one, and that's being provisioned. Now we can go and check even if storage, what is the storage, like a block storage and bulk, standard default, which we choose as an option. Those are already created and assigned to them. You see, each 100 GB, 100 GB. If you remember, you can recall it that we chose it. So all these components are part of the Terraform scripts configuration which we passed it, and all this these information regarding ports configuration is available. And if you can go to GitHub, the link is there on the same note, which is at the start of the video. All the code configuration is available, so you can use either the resource manager or you can do by yourself, and you can create a Terraform variable file from the sample file, and then you can pass your all the inputs, and then you can do it by yourself. Similarly, if you see from here, file system, that's also assigned. Let's pause it again, or maybe we can wait for the database to be provisioned. And we're just checking the public IP address. We copied it. Now what I thought is, let me log into the Bastion server. That was my, if you see from here, access to the Bastion server. And I thought let's meanwhile waiting for the database to be provisioned, we can connect to the Bastion host. And in the Bastion host, to connect to the putty, I I have out the putty and then putty, and then we can just pass the public IP of our Bastion host, and then just configure to connect it. I'm just checking on the left side. I'm also doing first time, by the way, this one through, to the put passing like this configuration option, connection type as such. I connect so many times to the putty directly, but the way this information, that auto login username field, and then passing the browse button, authentic SSH, and then we will do the private key. And in here, if you will see, then I'm going to choose my existing private key, and which we already generated it. Let's see how it goes. So I paused it, and then I've searched it that where is my SSH key, and then I just came back again on the same location, and then I chose it. That was the if you see the pause button. And now we will run it, and then we'll open it, and let's see what we will get. out of this. Okay, it's going, saying yes. Okay, and now it got an error. If use is no supported authentication or format. Now what we did is that the file which I have a private file that's not in a right format. So to achieve the right format, what I did is I opened a putty key generator and then choose the existing file and generated a new putty formatted file so that I can use that one. And if you see from here in the putty key generator, you just need to browse your existing private key file, and then it will create a new, it can generate a new putty formatted file. And then if you will pass that one, then it will work. That's what we are doing right now. Now we are going and choosing the public IP OPC user, and then the authentication will go and we'll choose this one, private putty formatted file, and that's it. Now it should work. And if you see from here, yeah, so we are able to connect to the Bastion host. That's how it's easy. And now let's wait for just browse or do a check on the dir directory, or the files different. And meanwhile, we'll wait for provisioning of our database. Oh yeah, yes, so it says it has successfully completed. So it's mean now we have our database also provisioned. And with this you can generate your database configuration, Hyperion EPM on the OCI. Now definitely, and that's just using the resource manager stack. So what we will do, we will now in the next video, what we'll do, we'll create a new, because Hyperion is not installed. These are just infrastructure component, like the Windows environment and the Bastion load balancer database is created. Now definitely we need to create or deploy the actual stack of Hyperion. That's our target for the next video. Thank you so much.